name is Joyce Anastasia, and I'm a transformational leadership consultant. I recently wrote the book Extraordinary Leadership During Extraordinary Times, addressing 7 vital keys to help us lead by greater wisdom. As we enter this new year, it's even more critical that we address vital key number 6, remembering our miraculous nature. For those of you who have not yet worked with me, I'd like to share the context of this video. As I worked with and interviewed many leaders over the last decade, I developed an integrative and effective approach to leadership and power. Keeping open to new innovations, I attended a very unique and valuable conference called Sports, Energy, and Consciousness. What jazzed me about this conference was that it addressed our highest potential, integrating body, mind, emotion, and spirit. And through my full participation in this conference, I had the incredible opportunity to interview Pete Carroll, the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks, about his integrative approach toward leadership, our miraculous nature, and our highest potential. I hope that you enjoy this free content and take the wisdom of his words into your life. Thank you, Pete, for participating in the conference and for taking time to share your leadership perspectives with us today.
Hi, I'm Pete Carroll. I'll do a little interview on the weekend at the Sports, Energy, and Consciousness event happened here in Marin County, in home area, and happy to be able to be a part of it. I think it was the event's still going on, but it's a really extraordinary gathering of people who have done amazing things in the world of sport, and their desire to study the depths and take it to places where others aren't willing to go is really unique. And I've always loved the work of Michael Murphy and Dave Megacy and all the guys that have come together to do this. So anxious to, and happy to be part of it.
If you were to summarize 3 top lessons that you learned from Michael and David and the others about sports and consciousness, what would you say?
Well, way back in the 70s, we were studying sports psychology, and Glenn Albaugh was introducing us to stuff that he was being introduced as well, I think at the same time, to the extraordinary things that were going on in sport. And Michael was really at the forefront of that way back then, and he started to give us language to describe and explain kind of things that happened, remarkable things that happened in sport. And he was a great sport enthusiast himself, and I think with his works in Golf in the Kingdom, he kind of set things in motion for a lot of people to start talking about things in a different way. I think so that it was the openness that they had to the other things that were going on, the language that they brought as well to give us, to start talking about, peak performance and related to eventually what turned into the discussion about being in the zone and all those wonderful things that occur sometimes in performance arts. And so I think it was just them giving us dialogue and inspiration that really made this kind of come to life, and it's had a life of its own for a long time now.
What would you say has been one of the key successes for you with your team, with your players?
I think it's the ability to communicate and make sense of that we have an overall philosophy and we have an approach and something that we really believe in deeply, and demonstrate how committed we are, so that we could convey that message and they would have a place to hold on to as we're going through the challenges and the rigors of what we're faced with. With that, it's been an ongoing process of discovering, what's the best way to communicate to make sense to help people be the best they can be. And that's really been what I look back now and see what we've been charging after all this time, is to help individuals and help teams find their very best. And the discussion and the dialogue and the willingness to go in and be deep with the individuals, which makes this a relationship-based approach, is what really has given us, I think, opportunity to have great successes. And it's still really hard, really challenging, no matter how much you think you have your act together. There's so many variables and so much that goes into it. But I think it's given us a common language that's allowed us to stay really consistent. We've had a lot of consistency in the last 15, 20 years, and it's that I'm really proud of. And it's hard. I think it's easy to do well sometimes, and it's hard to do well all the time. And so I think the consistency of the process and the language and the vocabulary and the commitment to the philosophy has given us that chance.
Thanks, Pete, for your hands-on perspective on leadership and your approaches to access our highest potential.